If you like George A. Romero's commentary on consumerism, you will probably find this oddball cult classic released in 1985 a satisfying watch.
The stuff, the taste that makes you hungry for more. The stuff, taste that delivers.
The Stuff is a truly unique film that explores consumerism, the American food industry, and the role mass media plays on all this. Opening on a mining operation in Georgia, a worker stumbles across something oozing out of the ground. Unlike the Beverly Hillbillies, this shit ain't black gold, but rather white death. This worker either has balls made of brass or he's just really hungry, because he reaches right down and puts a handful in his mouth, and by God, he likes it. Before long, this white goo is branded and advertised as the stuff. Sweet and addictive, the stuff flies off the shelves and becomes the next it food item to take over the social consciousness. So when the profits of ice cream tycoons start to wane, they hire industrial saboteur Mo Rutherford to steal the secret recipes so they can replicate the stuff and add it to their ice cream. Mo is the man, good with the ladies and good with his fists. This man doesn't take no for an answer and begins his search for answers on the origins of the stuff. Along the way, we meet Chocolate Chip Charlie. No, I'm not making that up. That is this man's name.
You're Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Well, I sure as hell ain't the Kentucky Colonel.
As this movie works its way to the climax and ending, we learn the stuff is alive, like a very naughty probiotic that starts to change the people who consume it. I've just recently watched this movie for the first time and had a great time with it. I can see how movies like The Substance were heavily inspired by this 80s cult classic. View it for free today on Tubi.
A mysterious stranger
died in an attempted assault of KDHB anchorwoman Karen White.
The Howling. When television news anchor Karen White is stalked by a serial killer who is eventually shot down by the police, she begins to suffer from amnesia, and her therapist suggests that she and her husband should unwind and heal at a secluded place known as the Colony. Once at the Colony, it doesn't take long for Karen's husband Bill to be seduced by a nymphomatic werewolf she-devil named Marcia. As Bill tries to resist, he is scratched by a different werewolf. That night, the urge becomes too much for Bill, and he has a clandestine meetup with Marcia next to a campfire.
is looking for my wife.
Soon, the two make sweet love under the moonlit sky as the two both transform into savage beasts. I know this all sounds cliche, but The Howling pulls it off in a more cinematic rather than sleazy way. From here, we learn the secrets of the Colony, the family history that circles back to the beginning with the serial killer, and why this secluded paradise is overrun with werewolves. This 80s cult classic deserves your attention and can be streamed for free on Tubi.
The Toxic Avenger is coming to your town. Look out!
The Toxic Avenger. Our next cult classic from the 80s is the brainchild of Lloyd Kaufman. This toxic dark comedy introduces us to the world of Tromaville. The Toxic Avenger is such an over-the-top, unique movie, it's no wonder it's considered a cult classic. This film starts with our main character Melvin, who works as a janitor at a health spa. The patrons of this spa may look flawless on the outside, but all of them are pure black on the inside. When a prank goes too far, Melvin is yeeted into some toxic waste and soon transforms into a mutated vigilante.
They taunted him. They tormented him until he had a horrifying accident and fell into a vat of nuclear waste, transforming little Melvin into a hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength.
Almost everybody in this movie is an asshole, and rooting for Melvin is not hard. There are even two dudes who just ride around town getting wasted and running over little kids to get their rocks off. I mean, what the fuck is that? So in short order, Toxie exacts his revenge on the bullies at the health spa, takes out the rude dudes randomly running over kids, and sets out to dismantle Tromaville's criminal underground. He saves a girl named Sarah, and soon the two fall in love, and move into their dream home found where else but a junkyard. This is a weird aspect to the movie, but I mean, the whole damn movie is weird in the best way possible. I really like how she's blind so that Toxie's mutation doesn't seem to interfere with the love she has for him. By the end of this one, the National Guard is called in, the mayor gets what's coming to him, and our monster hero goes from scrawny, bullied kid to the protector of Tromaville, the one and only Toxic Avenger. Tune into Tubi today to watch an underground classic that helped define the 80s horror landscape. As I'm making the script for this video, I just realized how messed up these titles really are. I mean, seriously, all these plots are so deranged. The creators and directors must have been on a steady drip of some good shit, and our next entry is no exception.
Dear Mom and Dad, I've been at a sleepaway camp for almost 3 weeks, and I'm getting very scared.
Sleepaway Camp is a fever dream of pure insanity. The film opens with a boating accident that leaves only Angela alive. Her brother, father, and father's boyfriend are all killed. With her family killed in an instant, she is forced to live with her eccentric Aunt Martha and cousin Ricky. As most kids of this era did, soon Angela and Ricky are sent to summer camp. What a nightmare this place is. The cook is a predator, the owner only cares about the perception of the camp and his wallet, and one of the most annoying, easily hateable characters is introduced, Judy. Right off the rip, you just dislike her. Queen bee energy, nasty, and full of herself. Soon, anyone who offends or attacks Angela winds up dead, and suspicion starts to fall on Ricky, the protective cousin. People die in all sorts of horrible ways in Sleepaway Camp. Boiling to death, the old beehive in the bathroom death scene, a graphic death by curling iron, and this all leads to the most infamous part of this movie, the ending. Ranked as one of the most shocking endings of all time, you've got to watch it yourself to truly appreciate it. Head over to Tubi today and watch this 80s cult classic for yourself. Back again with another movie that looks at commercialization and consumerism, which is the basis for many cult classics from the 80s, we have the John Carpenter-directed They Live. Starring the charismatic rowdy Roddy Piper, They Live is truly one of a kind.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Taking place in a world where aliens have taken over and control humans through subliminal messages, Nada, played by Piper, uncovers the truth by putting on special glasses that allow him to see the subliminal messages being pumped out by mass media. All designed to make us consume and conform. Then he sees the true face of our overlords, grotesque aliens masquerading as humans. This movie has the epic fight scene between Nada and Frank, played by Keith David.
You son of a...
Soon Nada realizes he must destroy the transmitter at the alien-controlled Cable 54. From aliens to drones, teleportation to a dystopian nightmare, They Live is without a doubt a cult classic. Rent it today on Prime for $3.99. Thanks for watching, horror fans. These 80s cult classics make for an amazing time. These titles are all a great way to build your horror movie foundation as a fan of the genre, and I highly recommend all these titles. Until next time, this is Planet Phobia signing off, and as always, wishing you good luck on your horror journey.